happening?
Like I told you, it all boils down to the government creating a proper policy environment, a conducive environment, including enforcement of the local content quota by our broadcasters. There must be an intentional push towards playing more of Kenyan music, because where do you want our musicians to sell their product if music is a product? Because if Tanzania is not reciprocating, and that's why I'm here traveling across the world, signing bilaterals with other countries, because I want our musicians to play in Turkey, to play in Australia, to play in the US, and I want them to collect that money for us, and we pay our local musicians. But here locally, you can't also be playing foreign music and playing foreign programs. We must have an intention where we say music is not just music. It is also a vehicle for social cultural transformation, and there is an intention to ensure that we push our culture through music and through our local programs, so that the local content quota, which is supposed to be now, I think at 75%, is adhered to by broadcasters. Not by force, but because we have good music, really. I don't believe that Kenyan music lacks in quality. I think we have good music. It's only that most of the time, we don't appreciate our own. That's the same challenge I'm facing, even as a CEO, that you find people would rather embrace a foreigner than embrace our local musicians. We want our local musicians to be appreciated, to be respected, and to be given opportunities. I hope we'll never have a situation again where a foreigner will come to perform in a national function. It is not moral to do that, particularly for the government. To bring a foreigner to perform in Kenya on a national day, it should never happen. And if it does, I can tell you, I'm the one who lead the demonstration. We have to respect our local musicians, give them opportunities during national days. We should have the best of our musicians. Sometimes I think we do not appreciate our own as we should. And so that focus comes with the local content quota, sensitization. And lastly, I think we have to make this juicy, make music a nice story. Because if you always keep complaining and also using bad language and not engaging the authorities as you should, and if there's no discipline, right from the musicians themselves all the way, then the government will not give you a chance. If you're invited for an event and you come late, or you keep a minister waiting, or you keep your client waiting, and you don't treat this as business yourself, then nobody should respect you. So we are bringing all that ecosystem to work seamlessly, creating awareness, telling these guys to sign the right contract, have discipline. Nobody succeeds by being arrogant. You succeed by being disciplined and humble and working hard. And if we inculcate those values, particularly on the upcoming musicians, and I'm focusing more on that, by the way. Yeah. That's why when I got the musicians who came from US and Europe the other day, we had over 200 of them, I sent them to the counties. Okay. I didn't keep them in Nairobi, because I want to start by creating a new generation of musicians who are exposed, who understand discipline, who are orderly, and who respect authority, and therefore can grow to replace the old crop that found an environment that was chaotic, and therefore they had every reason to behave the way they behave. Okay. But I think going forward, we must have structures, and we must have order, and we must have discipline in this industry. People must produce quality music. Don't just go for cheap propaganda, you know, just two lines that say nothing, and you want to push that on. That's why broadcasters are not playing a lot of our music. So I think we also need to inculcate that and say, produce quality music, and when they do, please play that music.
Right. You've mentioned about